everybody, welcome to DIY the show. My name is Andrew Lowry. DIY the show is the public act show. We talk about DIY ethics, morals, ideas, and how they relate to your real, actual life. So each week, me, Andrew Lowry, I sit down with a couple of guests, and we talk about why they choose to do it themselves and why it's better than everything else. So without further ado, I want to welcome you all to DIY!
It's time for DIY.
Hey everybody, welcome to DIY the show. We were having some technical difficulties. Sorry if you were tuning into the live stream. That's usual here on the show. Either way, my name is Andrew Lowry. I want to thank you all again for tuning in. Thank you to all people watching in the future. Thank you to people watching live. Thank you for everybody. Just thanks. You know, thank you. So either way, here on the show, each week we have a topic. This week's topic is friggin' metal. We're going metal. We're getting brutal here. That was really lame. I'm sorry. I take that back. All of those horns. I don't really like doing the rocker horns. I don't know if those are relevant anymore. Tell me in the chat box if that's still relevant to do the rocker horns. Either way, we're here on the show. I got plenty of fun guests. I got plenty of fun stuff planned for you all today. We're going to have a headbanging contest later. We got Upheaval in the studio. I got 3 sweet guests to be on the couch next to me. But either way, on the show each week, I have some people behind me. You'll notice you didn't hear any music taking us in. So Chris O'Grady could not make it today. He had something come up last second, so we have no house band today. And, you know, we'll have some music there in the future. I'll add some in post. It's a technical thing. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Whatever. So we're here on the show, and my name is Andrew Lowry, as always. And next to me, always killing on the video games. If you were tuning in early to the live stream, you saw him there before. Killer Carbs, what's going on, buddy? How you doing there, friend?
Great to be back despite all these shortcomings.
Yeah, I'm digging your face paint today. You're looking real. Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley. Who are we today?
The usual demon. Simmons, that is.
Simmons. There you go. I love it, Carby. You got the tongue for it. Let's see it. Nice.
And not to mention I threw in the blood for my leftover gel. So.
Yeah, so you're into metal. You like metal music.
Always have and always will be.
I think, Carbia, you're a little more brutal than I am.
I mean, why shouldn't? I mean, every other genre just doesn't seem to do it for me out there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You know, what do you like about metal? What does it do for you?
Let's just say it puts even normal prog rock to total shame, and of course
definitely puts prog rock to shame.
I mean, it's like a whole nother level, and it's just it's the most intense genre anyone could ever witness.
Yeah. So what's a favorite band for you for metal?
Well, for starters, yeah.
Oh, we got Slayer in the building. We got the Slayer. Nice.
Yeah. Baby metal, obviously.
Oh yeah, I love baby metal. We should have got some baby metal for this episode.
For sure, yeah.
Next time.
Maximum the hormone.
Yeah, I love it. So, you playing any games, any metal related? This looks like you're playing with actual metal. Is this robots?
Actually, Exo Squad. It's based on a very short-lived animated series from like the 90s.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
On Sega shit like many years ago. Also, Cybernator and Shatterhand. I mean.
So you're gonna keep playing for us all day today? You know, hanging out.
And then some.
You think you're gonna get in the headbanging contest?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he's prepping up, guys. Look out for Carby. He's my ringer. I always bring Carby in just to ruin everybody. But thank you again, Carby. Thank you again. Let's hear it for Carby, everybody.
As long as I'm not boring the crap out of myself.
Oh, get out of here. You're not. So also on the show, we have our good friend, my beautiful, lovely girlfriend, Amanda, the love of my life. She's here drawing for us. Hey, Amanda, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
So Amanda came a little late, took an Uber in. We were up late last night, let's say, and we were, doing as we do. And so we're recovering a little bit today. So Amanda, metal music, how do you feel about it? What's your thoughts?
I honestly don't know much about it, but I do know that the artwork is pretty sick.
That's true. Yeah. A lot of the harsh lines and the...
all the decay and all the,
You're a fan of decaying things.
That was my thesis,
so
yes.
You ever heard of Boris Vallejo?
Yeah. So if anybody has any rotting bodies they want to send to my apartment that I can show to my girlfriend so she can use...
I'll draw them for you.
Yeah, she'll draw them. So send us your bloated corpses. You can find us on Facebook.com/DIY the show. Send us pictures of bloated corpses and or rotting bodies, and you'll draw them.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's a thing we do now on the show.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll check in with you later. See what
Is there any kids watching? Leave right now.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, kids. No fucking kids. No, kids watch. I don't know. Let's hear it for Amanda, everybody. Amanda, thank you so much as always. So we're here on the show. My name is Andrew Stupid Lowry. And I've been just thinking today, metal's really interesting to me. I don't really know much about metal. Like Amanda said, we're pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say we're like, I don't not like metal. It's just I've never exposed myself to it. So I think the thing for me today I'm really interested in is sort of getting to know this genre, sort of using my guests as a way to sort of learn how to get further into this musical stuff. And we'll see what we wind up with. So we have a video for everybody right now. We're going to go to that. It's our buddy Sparks down in D.C. He does pop culture reviews. And so this week he decided he just wanted to list off his favorite fucking metal bands. So here's a list from Sparks Lowry, our pop culture enthusiast. Sparks Lowry's Pop Culture Corner, best fucking metal bands. Let's go to it right now. Yeah! Carbia!
And also, rest in peace, Dio.
Yeah, rest in peace, Dio. That's what we go out on.
DIWHY will be right back.
Hi, it's me, Sparks, and we're back for another Sparks Pop Culture Corner. Today we're just gonna be talking about like best metal artists and shit. I'm inclined to agree with a random guy on the show, Drunk History, who drunkenly shouted, "Judas Priest is better than Iron Maiden, and Iron Maiden's the shit." Sepultura, really fucking good. Gotta go with Megadeth. I'm not putting Slayer on here because fuck Slayer, especially fuck Metallica. They haven't been good for a long time. One metal band who I've been introduced to as of late, who I'm really starting to get into, are a band called The Ongoing Concept. You should check out their shit. They're really fucking good. They could be classified as like hard rock. I think they started out as like Christian rock, oddly, but they're actually really fucking good, so check them out. One thing I must bring up definitely is Motorhead, because rip my boy Lemmy. There's a trauma film that Lemmy narrated called Romeo and Juliet that's fucking amazing and you should see it. Last of all, I must mention, and I'm not going to bring them up like they're obscure because they're really not. They don't really get brought up on many of the best like metal bands list, and that is King Diamond. I know a lot of you are going to argue with me that King Diamond is just a guy, but no, there's the band King Diamond that is headed by the guy King Diamond. I'm getting really stupid here, but Them is just one of the best fucking albums of all time. Welcome Home is just a great song, especially with that kid in the video who looks like Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. That sweet guitar riff and King's sweet fucking falsetto shit. He's really going on in there. But yeah, just give King Diamond more listens. We should have more King Diamond cover bands. More King Diamond everything, really. And yeah, this has been Sparks Pop Culture Corner. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Hi DIY, it's Noah, your weatherman. So the weather today in Boston is, let's see. It's regular. All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
It's time for DIY.
So either way, we're back here on the show. Next to me is Keenan Carroll. Let's hear it for Keenan, everybody! Oh, yeah!
How are you?
So, welcome, Keenan. So,
Thank you.
We'll do one of these.
I
don't
prefer
shake
it.
hands
I
on the
mean,
show, really, but
Hey,
it was
you know,
nice.
It's
We're
preferable.
friends.
I like the respect.
Yeah. So, Keenan, we've known each other a good bit. You lived with me.
I did, yes.
And we've known each other a long time, but you've been on the radio show version of this. You've been on a few different versions of this. We're here talking about metal. Tell me a little bit about what you do involved in the metal. What are your sort of credentials?
Credentials.
Yeah. What do you got going on?
Bring all of your. What is the Jesus phrase? I actually don't even remember.
Jesus.
Bring all your lame.
Yeah.
Your terrible people. Bring your prostitutes.
Yeah.
Bring everybody.
You're
drug
sick
users.
and you're poor and
yeah.
you're dead.
Bring drug use. You know.
Yeah.
These are my layman's terms. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. I dig
Drug
it.
users. You know.
So you're a shepherd
alcoholics.
of outcasts, is what you're
shepherd
saying.
of that. Thus, Lord Almighty.
There you go.
That's
Lord
you know
Almighty.
we
So-
shepherd all
So
of the
perfect
people.
segue. Keenan is in a band called Lord Almighty. You should check them out on the internet right now. You can open up another tab and keep us open. So Lord Almighty.
Or close this one.
Or no, don't. Come on, Keenan, man. Come on.
I'm kidding.
So Lord Almighty, you guys have been playing for how long?
I believe we are about 5 years old now, though.
Ooh.
I can't really
See,
remember.
that's the sweet spot. I feel like with bands, 5 years is the sweet spot where you all are synced up. or you all hate each other. So you're either gonna like break up completely, or you're gonna be tight till the end. And
it comes in fives. Everything comes in fives. So it's like your 5 year is when you start really getting going.
Yep.
Then your 10 year is like when it's like, man, you're fucking professional,
Truth.
and you need to be
Truth.
really good.
Yeah.
But then your 15 year,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like one of the deadlines of like, hey, I've been doing this for 15 years and we have nothing. All right, maybe I should do something else.
Yep, definitely true, definitely true. We
Gotta
will
switch
get
up
into
your
how
hobby.
you should quit doing that later in the show. But either way, so we're talking about metal. How did you first get into metal? So for me, I've always felt like not a soy boy, because I kind of find that term really mean. You never heard that term?
I don't.
So,
What does that mean?
soy boy? We'll talk later. We'll
Okay,
talk.
all
You
right.
can use Urban Dictionary, internet, if you're watching. Look up soy boy. Explain it in the comments. But
right.
either way, I've never felt tough enough for metal. I don't know. I'm intimidated.
okay.
I like certain metal, but I think for me, I don't know. I really don't know. I just haven't given
So
it the
here's
chance.
the thing.
I think.
I feel like a lot of people, they grow up listening to metal if
Yeah.
that is the thing of choice, and that is what helps them become hard.
Yeah.
As you know, so like realistically though, we were all soft when we got into it. There was no like nobody who was just got into it hard, you know.
Well, you're right, because I always say that, nobody's born a hipster. Everybody has to understand that people are posers sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's born out of the womb, like, with, like a metal shirt on or, like, a Sonic Youth. You're not born
Depends
cool.
on your
Or
parents.
Skid
Depends
Row,
on-
for that matter.
Yeah, that's true. It does. Skid Row. There you
Doesn't
go.
mean they were hard though.
No, it doesn't mean they were hard. If anybody has been birthed and came out with a metal t-shirt on, please let us know. We would love to hear about that.
Send the pictures.
Send the pics.
That's very
yeah, pics.
important.
But yeah, so I think, like you're saying, people are growing up with it. For me, I grew up with a weird mixed bag of music, but metal just wasn't in there. I feel like I missed even classic rock. Like
Yeah.
Amanda will tell you, she introduced me to Led Zeppelin like 3 years ago, and it's like that's a boat I just missed for so long. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you were born after in the first place, so
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
Same here.
it's like it depends on your parents,
That's true.
realistically. And so, like, like my mom, so I guess that's where it started. She was always in classic rock. We did everything, and we'd play this game like, oh, who's this band who just came on? And I would have to remember. But then I had the weird uncle who was into the heavier shit.
Yeah.
And he was
Everyone's
the
got a
guy
weird
who
uncle,
gave
man.
me, burned CDs back in the day were very popular. He was the guy,
The bootlegs, the sneaky stuff.
He was the guy
That's
who
cool.
introduced me to metal.
See, my uncle tried, but the way he tried to get me into metal was I was 13, and Saint Anger had just come out, and he goes,
No!
Andrew, this is real metal.
No!
This is the album. This is real
It's
metal. You
over.
gotta listen to this. And then I was like, nah.
I hate to say it, but your uncle,
He fucked me up.
he was wrong.
He gave me the wrong
He was
intro.
wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like talking shit on other people's
No,
families.
you can talk shit on my
Neither do
uncle. It's
I.
cool. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's really a good way to say it. Is it's sort of what you're introduced to with anything. If you're sort of coming at it from the outside with no sort of like little ramp in, like a little intro, you're not going to know what you're getting yourself into.
For sure.
Well, other things in metal that I really find interesting is, there's a great community behind metal and metal music. So I see like metal shows are very supportive. Metal bands will always have each other's backs, and I also think there's this sort of like where there's rock and roll and indie music, and that's sort of like an easily palpable like genre. You know what I mean? Like most independent music is in this vein of you can see it at a bar, you can go dance to it, you can go out and enjoy it.
For sure.
Metal, of course you can dance to it, of course you can enjoy it if it's your type of music. But Joe Schmo on a Tuesday night with his date isn't gonna walk in Central Square to like, oh, I hear some blast beats. Maybe some people are like that. I'm not trying to generalize, but what do you think is different about like metal music communities? Like, what do you think that's interesting?
I mean, like, again, it's like people get in young. People really, Here's the thing. So let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I recently found this YouTube channel. Is it okay if I plug it?
Plug all their YouTube channels here. We love it. Plug whatever you want.
These two guys, Lost in Vegas. And
Yeah.
it's like, I just stumbled across it. It's two hip-hop guys, and they literally just go through and unbiasedly listen to all sorts of metal music and things like that. And here's the thing: is I think that it's just like people are evolving to look to things, and if it has a groove, that's where it lays down. So it's like you can go in, and I agree with you. If like somebody just like heard a black metal band, like a Norwegian black metal band from the street, they'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna check that out. I don't like metal. That's not for me. But if it has a groove, like something like Gojira, you know, and they hear that from the street, they may be very much more likely to be like, you know what? That has a beat, I can dance to that.
That's
I'm
true.
in to check out what this new experience is. Because I feel like our culture's been moving towards that. A lot of young people have been like, oh, I like to go out to different restaurants, experience different atmospheres.
Adventures.
Exactly. So you stumble across these things.
And I think you're right. And I think something I always enjoyed about your music, Keenan, if I could say, is that you did have that sort of, like, your riffs are catchy. Your riffs are like earworms. Like, it's like.
Can I say that it's not okay that you told me that?
No, it's not. Is it ruined? I just ruined your own music for you?
I'm just kidding. No, I really appreciate it.
I enjoy
Thank
that.
you.
And I think that's, for me, when I would listen to your band, because, you know, I mean, we lived with each other when you were first starting the band. And so I heard all your recordings starting out.
You heard the riffs before I even had the band really going.
Yeah, you were just starting to learn to sing, I think, when we were living in Lower Alston.
Yeah.
Taking you back to the woods.
Yeah.
Dude, Back to the Woods was the first song I wrote.
There you go. I remember you writing it, riffing in Lower Alston with the shitty landlord.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get rid of bed bugs. We didn't have bed bugs, I swears. But yeah, so I really appreciate you coming in, Keenan. So Lord Almighty, you can find him online. Look up Keenan's band. You got any shows coming up?
So we have a new album that is in the process right now. So we are kind of like laying back at the moment.
So you're in the build-up stage.
We're in. That's a beautiful way to put it.
So keep your ears to the ground. Maybe you'll hear the rumble of Lord Almighty coming your way. So look up Lord Almighty on Facebook. Find him. Keenan's going to hang out here for the rest of the show. We got a music video of Keenan's later in the show. But first, we're going to go to another music video, which is from a guest coming up later. This is Patient Zero, and the song is called The Nightmare. Let's check out this music video, and when we come back, we got much more DIY!
It's time for DIY.
Merrily. Welcome to DIY, everybody. Yeah, we don't have a house band. Welcome. Yeah, listen to that clapping. Welcome. So you just saw a music video from Patient Zero. We got the lead singer coming in a little bit later to talk to us. But right now on the couch, I have with me Bailey and Devall?
Yeah, Devall,
Devall,
you got it.
Bailey and Devall, everybody. I should have asked you before. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So, a little bit of history. I don't know. Let's ask who you are. What do you do?
I'm a professional musician.
Nice.
I just lost my professional musician job, so right now I'm an unemployed professional musician.
We love it. Unemployment here. Unemployment's amazing.
Aren't we all?
During high school and during college, I played with a metal band for like 4 or 5 years.
Do you want to drop the name?
Yeah, Ezekiel's Spaceship, and it was rad as fuck.
Yeah, legit band.
Yeah, good shit.
I heard Green Zeus used to enjoy them. Green Zeus, you
Yeah,
liked?
Green
They were
Zeus.
perhaps one of my most favorite bands of the mortals.
Oh, Green Zeus
See?
agrees. Green
And
Zeus
mine
agrees.
We
soon,
kicked that.
hopefully.
So, so either way, that's going on.
All right,
So
I dig
Bailey, what first got you into metal music? What sort of stuff do you enjoy?
So the first thing that got me into metal was a significant other who was
Okay.
like, "You have to listen to this stuff," and I
So
was
you
like,
were pushed into it.
I really was. I was
Okay.
pushed head first into metal and just like, look at it. And I was like, all right, I don't really enjoy this. So I started deviating and trying to find metal I did enjoy.
Okay.
And I found that I like a lot more melodic
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there's a misconception about metal that it has to be like heavy and chugging and all this double bass stuff.
Yeah.
But there is some, right? There's a softer side to it that a lot of people don't like see as metal from the outside. But once you're in it, you're like, all
Yeah.
right, I can see that. That's.
I'm sorry, Bailey.
I love
Keenan,
it.
are you
I can't-
eating a jalapeno
He's
right
just
now?
munching on it.
I
I'm
can't
like,
hold it in anymore.
I dig it.
I have a pocket full
Do you
of
have
peppers.
another one?
A pocket full of-
Well, see, it's a one-person meal.
Keenan, thank you for bringing peppers to the show. What kind of peppers are you eating?
Well, I got a jalapeno, I got some habaneros and some serranos.
So you're just gonna try to heat yourself out this whole episode?
Well, it's a little chilly in here.
Cool.
I got my coat on.
Cool.
Maybe we can work it out.
All right. Hey,
I love it.
we allow snacks here in the building. So sorry, Bailey. Sorry to
No
interrupt.
apologies.
But either way, we're talking about metal. So, like you said, you were kind of pushed into it, but you enjoy more melodic stuff. So with
Yeah.
the melodic stuff, me and Keenan were talking. We're like the riffy. If it's got a groove, I think music, no matter the brutality or the heaviness of it, you can have this sort of like catchy mentality with it. Are there any bands you kind of point to? Any kind of bands that are your go-tos?
Yeah, I would look at bands like Insomnium if you
Okay.
really want to look at like melodic guitar. I would look at A Perfect Circle and Tool if you want to
Yeah.
look at more melodic vocals,
Yeah,
or like
classic.
Blind Guardian or anyone like that if you really want like melody,
Yeah, that's
which
cool.
it exists. It's
Some of
just
that power metal.
Yeah,
territory.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a huge genre that you can't point to be like, that's metal, that's not metal, that's metal, that's not metal.
Well,
just
even
solely
like
on-
Baroness, we can
Yeah.
go in Mastodon.
Yeah.
We'll get there later
Yeah.
though.
Well, I think that's an interesting thing, and let me ask you this. So, like, I feel like metal is getting more and more accessible. I feel like you're saying, it's this broad genre that can fit all these different pockets. Now, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? What do you think are some of the factors, like,
I mean,
contributing to that?
it's hard to say that it's good or bad
Yeah.
objectively. I'm sure it has its positives and it has its negatives, you know. The pro with it being accessible is, more people are going to like metal. There's going to be more metal music out there.
Yeah.
And I guess the con to that is there's going to be more shitty music out there.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be more good stuff. So it's really a trade-off.
I will say too, it's like when you got bands like, you know, Mastodon winning the Grammys.
Yeah, yeah,
and whatever,
exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, it's like that band has worked very fucking hard to get where they are. And it's like, sure, we will say that bands like that have evolved.
How's that jalapeno treating you?
It's great. I love spicy things. I mean, sure, maybe my body fries, but I love it. It's very important. But bands like Mastodon, it's like they evolved. You know, they did get more mainstream. But you know what? I think that was an evolution in the band. And it wasn't like a forced thing or anything.
No, it wasn't like an
that.
external thing being like, sell more records. It was
For
like,
sure.
okay, that's just how we're taking it.
Exactly. And I think things like that are great. And one other thing I want to say is that to the credit of everybody listening to metal, again, going back to that, more people are more adventurous. It's people in general are changing.
Well, and they're
which
getting
makes
bored with
metal.
the mainstream, so they're trying to create a new mainstream.
For sure, absolutely. Or experiencing things that are already a culture, like metal.
That's
you know?
true.
Yeah.
It is sort of a world to sort of jump within. I think a big thing now, like the availability of research you can do on the internet is like, if next week, you know, like we were talking about, nobody's born hip or with the knowledge of a full musical genre. So it takes time, and there's a point where you're a poser, you know, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it's more or less like a matter of maturity. if
Yeah, I
you will.
feel
matter
like
of maturity
poser
card,
might be the end of its days. I'm not so sure that
Well, it's
poser
kind of an
is a
asshole
thing
term
anymore.
Well,
to
that's what I'm
begin
saying
with.
is there is no more posers. It's sort of we're all able to learn anything about any genre.
Yeah.
Looking at you,
and-
hip hop.
Exactly. I mean, hip hop's great. We should do a hip hop episode soon. But with metal music, I think for me, I think I need to get into it. I need to find my footing in there because, like you're saying, I do find the melodic stuff interesting. I do even like the really fucking brutal stuff, but I love shit like Motorhead. So like Motorhead is a band that's
good
like
name drop.
borderline like punk rock. You know, like heavy punk rock mimics, I feel like, Motorhead to some points. And that kind of, I love driving music. Anything that makes me want to like rev my engine and punch a wall, I'm into. And so I think that's some fun stuff. Any crazy moments? Both you guys are old metal band people. Any crazy moments at any pits? What are some intense pits you've seen?
Our guitarist one day got his nose busted by our bassist and then went out and played a show with a broken nose.
Nice. Was
which
it
was
bleeding?
pretty. Oh yeah, everywhere,
That's
all over the
HWK
strings.
style.
It was pretty fucking badass.
That's pretty brutal. How about you, Keenan?
suffering, huh?
Did you ever eat jalapenos while playing guitar?
I will no, but I will tell you that wasn't a jalapeno.
What
That's
was it?
not what I was gonna tell you, but I'll tell you this now. That was a Serrano.
Okay.
Let's
sorry.
go back though.
Sorry, Pepper people.
What I will tell you.
Pepper purists.
One time I saw the singer of a band. It was like, I was like 16, 17, something like that. We were in a VFW hall, and this guy, there was a very, very large man there.
Yeah.
Huge. And the singer was like, all right, everybody fucking mosh, you know, and threw down the mic and ran straight into this giant dude and went boom to the ground. The singer of the band. That was
Just
probably
like a
the
big
most
wall
bite
just
it,
gets knocked back.
He bit it. It was probably the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
That's
Shit.
hilarious.
It ripped.
Yeah.
If somebody gets thrown to the floor,
Yeah.
metal, they
You
pick
pick 'em
them
up.
up.
100%
it's
right.
got respect as
Yeah.
opposed to other territories that maybe are a little more violent.
It's like a Fight Club Light. I feel like a good mosh pit should be like
Yeah,
Fight
move
Club
over,
Light.
Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden, watch your fucking ass. That's what Carbia says. But yeah, so thank you guys both. Thank you, Bailey, for jumping in. We got much more on the show. We're going to hang out with you a little bit longer. We got another guest coming up. His name is Dave. He's in a band called Patient Zero. We're going to check out a video right now. Before that, our good friend Justin Maloney, he's the director of the show. He started making videos. So this is DIY Expose, and it's with the band Coffin Birth. So Justin, let's roll that video. When we come back, we got Dave, and we got the headbanging contest, so get ready for the video. So let's go to the video.
DIY will be right back.
I started the band like in 2003 with a bunch of friends that I had growing up on Cape Cod, and I didn't really take it seriously until like more serious people got involved. And going from Cape Cod to Boston, I could find a lot of people that might be interested in either playing in the band or playing shows with us. And me and Pete have been playing together for about 7 years now, I think.
We blend a lot of very interesting elements of technicality and also some elements of more groovy simplicity kind of riffs. And the energy live is always something that is something that's very, very important to us. We give people a place to vent their aggression and be who they are and fuck everything else.
Fuck them.
We would like to try and get the audience to feel it too, as best as we can. I mean, we like to go nuts live, but if we just see everybody standing there and being confused, then we start to worry a little bit. We're yelling up on stage. We want everybody else to be yelling and screaming too.
Just because I have vertigo and can't headbang doesn't mean you can't.
There we go.
Like a lot of like Viking metal uses like Norse. They use rune iconography and like that stuff is associated with like neo-Nazism or whatever. But like, yeah, there's just like there's no ideologies attached to it. It's just like it's a totally open platform and environment for people to come. Like anyone could show up. Like I've never seen anyone have an issue, at a metal show.
There's really not a whole lot you can argue with us, argue with us about. I don't really think we're stepping on anybody's toes or any nerves or anything. We just introduce the song and we play and just take it from there. We just play with it, You throw a concept on it and we just fucking, pour a giant glass of our coffin slime all over it and tell you guys what we see. Well, I mean, they're not wrong if they compare us to Slayer, but yeah, as far as comparing Slayer to Nazis and then us to Nazis as a result, I mean, that's just too much work. We don't really have that much time to even like be in a band, let alone have an agenda behind it.
It's time for DIY.
Welcome to DIY the show, everybody. My name's Andy Lowry. We've been talking about metal here on the show. Now next to me, I have Dave Gannon, everybody. Let's hear it for Dave in the studio. Dave's here. So Dave, we saw your music video earlier in the show. You're in a band called Patient Zero. You are the lead singer. This isn't your first time here. You've helped us on audio before.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself besides that. Anything else?
Yeah, I do live audio. I mix for like corporate events and stuff.
Solid.
I like to record bands. That's something I've been getting more and more into as the years go along.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much only in Patient Zero. I'm working on a solo project where I'm just writing instrumentals and I have guest singers that I've hired.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a singer, but I suck at writing lyrics. It takes me months to write a song at a time. So I wanted a project where I could focus on the instrumentals and just kind of leave that with someone else, which has been kind of weird because when you get the product back, it's just like, oh, that's not how I would do it, but it's not necessarily bad. So I've been adjusting to that, and the more and more I listen to that stuff, the more I like it. So it's been an interesting process.
Very cool, very cool. So like, what first got you into metal? How did you first get introduced to the genre?
I blame my brother.
Okay.
My brother got me into this, and it started with Hanson.
Oh,
which isn't metal at all. But then
I'd rather slit my throat.
They're still around. They're still around.
They are still around. Still
I think
killing
they put a CD like a year or two ago.
They did.
But it went from that, and then one Christmas when I was like maybe 12, my brother gave me the self-titled Slipknot CD.
Okay.
And
All right.
Yeah, it just went from there.
Into your eyes.
And then I got into like System of a Down, Linkin Park, and I was kind of one of those hot topic goth kids for a long time.
That is
yeah, sure.
I only hung out with Hot Topic goth kids in high school, so I was.
Man, we should have hung out.
See, I was a big ska kid, and
Nice.
no one in my town listened to ska. Or I was into I'm a proto hipster. That's what I like to self-title myself as. Is I was being hip when I was like 12. I was listening to like indie bands and shit like that. Definitely into Garden State, and you wouldn't understand, okay? I'm like Michael Cera, but like different. And I'm
the same age he is,
I don't
by
know.
the
Cringe
way.
at me, please. Cringe at me. I'm
You're
sorry
a little
for that.
snobby.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. But either
Probably
way,
Bleecker much?
back that day, it was like I only hung out with the goth. There was like a bunch of goth girls that I hung out with, and it was like the goths in South
Where all the
Park,
hot girls are.
like the South Park. I mean, I'm not trying to
life
judge
is
women's
pain.
appearances, but we weren't the attractive bunch.
The
Myself
eyeliner
included-
game was not strong.
Myself
back
included,
then.
we were not the attractive bunch at school. Either way, but I get that Hot Topic goth scene. You know, it's
You had the
Vampires.
street sweeper pants?
yeah. No, I did not. I
had a pair, though.
I had a pair of.
I
fruit-
only had pairs of
I had
those.
this
The check
black
pants with
pair.
the chains on the
Oh, that's
back.
pretty
Fuck
cool.
yeah. And the X's on the back.
Oh, you
People
gotta
like
have
grab them
that.
when you're going up the stairs in high
And
school.
you were like, fuck you, don't do that.
Oh,
And then they would
dude,
do it
I did
anyway.
have a chain wallet. Keenan,
Yeah,
what do you
that
think
was
about
good.
this? Did you have any metal pants? Any pants?
Honestly, I did.
You did?
Oh man, I was a Hot Topic kid. Slipknot self-titled. I'm gonna admit it all here. I don't know if it's the peppers or what, but I'll admit it all here first, man. I listened to that Slipknot first album, dude.
Woo! Changed
Yeah.
your life?
Mudvayne.
Mudvayne,
LD50.
dude. I love
Yeah,
some
dog.
Mudvayne, dude.
Hey,
I had that. I gave a kid in
hey.
in 6th grade. I traded a
Great.
kid an R2D2 action figure to make me a mix CD because I couldn't figure it out. I really wish I had that R2D2 action figure, but Mudvayne was on there. Its System of a Down was on there.
Nice.
All the good stuff. I
Nice.
think that's awesome.
Korn or
So let
something
me
like
ask
that.
the three of you guys. What we're talking about all this wide swath that is metal. It's a big genre. There's so many different ways to take it. What is your favorite subgenres? So like we'll go with Keenan first. Keenan, what's your favorite subgenre in metal?
Well,
It's a tough topic.
Definitely want to go.
let me tell you what's hot.
Yeah, what's hot? What's
Other
hot?
than this.
What's the hot genre?
What's hot is, you know, not to toot Boston's horn or anything, but we're doing some good things up here.
True.
We got this black and roll shit, you know, and
Yeah.
like band Upheaval, man. They're
Upheaval,
fucking,
they're playing later. They're gonna
they're
kill
doing
it.
some good things, dude. And
I think
it's
that-
like Upheaval, Coagula, you know, like we got some good things happening.
What
up
kind of
here.
subgenre for those watching would you say?
Black and roll.
Black and roll. I don't.
but-
That sounds like a baked good to me.
You
I haven't
know,
heard of black
I
and
don't
roll.
really think that would taste very good, to be honest. But
Or
But
a
what
nice,
does
or a
taste
cigarello of some sort.
what does taste good
Yeah.
is this territory of these bands coming out now
It's
who
true.
are like, you know, Boston has the classic history of hardcore and shit like that, you know. But then, you know, you talk about like Converge and you got hardcore mixed with metal.
That's true.
And then we've been progressing and it's like now we have like hardcore mixed with like black metal, which gets this kind of black and roll thing going.
Okay, so that's
Is it
kind
hot
of what
in
it
here?
is.
Is it just
You
me?
drinking? I definitely
I'm
went to
doing
you
great.
first because
Do
I
you
saw.
have water? Okay,
I
at least you
can't.
have
I
some
had
water.
some water.
This
Morning
is
hours.
to watch.
But I'll tell you, man, we're
All right. So
Boston's doing some good things.
that sounds good. We'll have to check out Black and Roll. You know all that
Yeah,
stuff.
nothing to do with my race. That's
Okay. Yeah. So Bailey, favorite musical metal subgenres.
subgenre?
What do you like?
I'm a big fan of your melodic death metal. Pretty
Okay,
much
cool.
anything that has a lot of like something you can hum to. You know what I mean? I'm
definitely.
a singer by
Yeah.
trade, so I like having that melody to follow.
So what do you think of baby metal? I'm real into baby metal.
I'm into it. It's not putting
Is it
out
gimmicky for you?
Fair
a
Like a
little
Japanese
bit,
street
but
pig.
Okay.
it's not something I can't appreciate. It's just not totally my
I don't
thing, but
know.
I dig it. Like
Personally, I don't understand the Japanese culture enough to say if I can truly appreciate it or
I'm gonna
not.
watch some more
I
anime
enjoy
and
them.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
I think it's
maybe
genius.
that's fair.
I think it's genius too,
For sure.
man.
I mean-
and I think it's like it's fucking punk rock as shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I love about baby metal. I think it's like the world we're going into musically is this weird kind of like quirky, character driven, like
Something that doesn't take itself too seriously.
totally,
Yeah.
totally, and that's what I'm into. Because definitely we take ourselves seriously here on DIY the show.
I mean, Japan. I mean, they try to be as diverse as they could.
That's
Like,
true.
they have ska, they have
They
grunge,
have everything, yeah.
freaking-
You can find anything.
hip hop especially.
Hip hop especially. So Dave, how about you? What's some favorite subgenres?
I'm not good at this one. I hardly even listen to metal anymore.
Okay,
Even
fair.
though I'm in
Fair.
a couple
Oh,
metal
shit.
We
projects.
just shun you.
Oh,
Push you
shit.
off the couch.
Yeah,
I'm on
you
the
gotta
same
eat
train
it.
as you. I mean,
Give him
anything
a
that has
pepper,
like a
Keenan.
melody or something that you can follow along to. I mean,
Keenan's gonna shit so hard tonight.
Hey,
shitting magma.
Risk for reward.
Fair. But Dave, so
where's the reward?
Somebody got some water? Anybody?
No, we're out of water, dude. I don't have anything. Sorry. But Dave, some favorite subgenres when you were more into listening to metal.
So I started out with new metal, and then I started going on the metalcore train. So like your Killswitch Engage, your Darkest Hour. I don't know if you'd consider the Human Abstract in that realm. And then I started getting into more progressive stuff. I started into like BT Bam,
very cool,
Tesseract, and then ended up in the screamo like Under Oath phase.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like all over the place.
I like it. I enjoy it. I mean, I think that's cool, being open to new stuff. I mean, I always thought of metal as like a stringent genre, that there was rules and all that. I'm sorry. Can we get a close-up on Keenan, please? Close up on his eyes. He's crying. So, Keenan, open your eyes. Keenan, you're good. I am loving this. This is
I'm doing
amazing.
everything I can here. You
It's
know?
okay. You're killing it. You're killing it. We're getting close to the end of the interview. I want to have time to do the headbanging contest. I always like to end the conversation with one last piece of advice you'd give starting out, someone trying to get into metal. What would you say is something, Keenan, for you? What would you say is something getting into metal? What would you say is something?
Pick up a guitar, let's do it. Go. Next.
What did you say?
Pick up a guitar, let's do it. Go.
There you go.
Next.
All right, Bailey, do it really long. Make a really long answer for me.
Really draw it out. Well, if I had to get technical, no.
Yeah.
I would say just listen to everything.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, move on to the next thing, and if you like that, listen to more of
Experimentation.
it. Exactly. It's
Pull
just
the inspiration.
It's such a diverse genre that you really have to like taste bits and pieces.
That's
of it
true.
to
It's like
appreciate
get
it.
the moosh boosh.
Yeah.
I'm in. Fantastic. Next. Let's go.
Dave, how about you, buddy?
I'd say don't take yourself too seriously. You get a lot of critics and a lot of people that are like this, like watching you perform, and fuck those people. Just do what you want to do, and if you do it well, then something will happen out of it.
I think that's awesome, guys. I'm really glad you all came in. Thank you all for all the info. But I really want to get to the contest we had for the headbanging contest now. Would you guys be interested in judging our headbanging abilities?
Oh yeah.
Keenan, you ready for this?
I'm ready to judge.
All right,
I got
Keenan's-
one special pepper left for it.
For it. All right. How many peppers have you eaten so far? Can we get a count?
I don't know.
I was keeping track.
Probably more than 5.
All right.
It was at least 4.
Without further ado, everybody, I believe it is time now.
It is time
for our headbanging contest.
Behold, mortals, the green Zeus has
Holy
descended
shit. Holy shit.
from the Pantheon
Oh my
to
god.
participate
Green Zeus.
in a banger.
Green Zeus, my friend. So Green Zeus is here. How you doing, Green
You're
Zeus?
using that word, friend, kind of loosely.
I know. We're not.
Oh, wow.
We associate.
Workplace proximity associates.
That's a little liberal for me.
Oh wow. Oh, so Green Zeus is a conservative, everybody.
That's right. Always vote right.
Tea party over here.
Right is right.
Oh gosh. This is getting weird. You guys are putting words in my mouth. Peppers.
Let's bang some heads.
Let's bang some heads. So we're gonna do a headbanging contest here on the show. Band Upheaval is nice enough to play for us. Can we get some tunes? We want to riff in. How you guys doing, everybody? Thank you so much. Yeah, no. Let's hear for Upheaval. I could feel it. I could feel it. How bad TV was that, Justin? Was that real bad TV? He gives it 2 thumbs down, everybody! Yeah! Upheaval, that was fucking awesome, guys. So we should have put the wigs on before the contest started.
What wigs?
What? ZEUS was lying on the ground for a bit. I have no clue why that happened. But either way, so us as contestants, we will stand on the counter here. And judges, what do we think? What are our votes? We'll go with Dave first. Dave, who do you think? What do you think? We'll rate me first. We'll go one by one. So, Andy, my headbanging abilities, how were they out of 10?
You were struggling with that wig.
Dude, they did not stay on.
But you know, when it was on, you were glorious.
Cool. All right.
How's about the green Zeus?
How's about the green Zeus?
How did he fare amongst the mortals?
I think overall you're my favorite person in life, so you're my guy.
Careful with that person term you throw around me.
Oh God, okay.
I'm in a band with him. I'm gonna pay for that later.
So then we have Carbia. Dave, what do you think of Carbia?
Close nothing. Yeah, I bet I did much worse than the others, didn't I?
Very colorful.
Very colorful. I like it.
I did fall off once, just so you know.
No.
He killed it.
Plus
So-
2 points for that.
So
Very majestic.
So Bailey, how about you? What are you thinking? Who is standing out to you? What do you think?
I mean, shit, you gotta give it to Green Zeus for keeping the wig on. Shit, I was impressed with that. I wear a lot.
No, it stayed on. It
I was
stayed
gonna
on.
say it did have a slight malfunction, and it almost is grounds for disqualification, but I think the beginning saved it.
Anyone who says that it fell off is fake news.
Yeah, it looks like he just fell.
Conservative Green Zeus over here. Conservative Green Zeus. All right, Keenan. So how about you? What do you think?
All right, let me put it this way.
Don't eat it.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Oh,
do it.
Devour that shit.
Andy, to me, is the guy because I admire his tactic of ripping
Yes.
Green Zeus's
I did rip
hair
it off.
off.
I did cheat.
I'm in. That's
You're in.
metal.
All right.
Very metal.
All right. So what do you guys think? You guys want to talk together? What do you think? Who are we considering the winner of this? Look at each other. We'll stand over here awkwardly, okay?
My
So guys,
opinion,
what's
Barry,
going on?
is
Yes.
anything,
Yes,
so.
my wig's nice. Is your wig nice?
That's a very.
I enjoy
This is good, luscious flow, I would
Yeah.
say.
Afraid to
Very
lose.
Here,
good.
let me fix it up here, buddy.
Ah, there we go.
Inside out, actually.
No!
We just say none of them and give it to us.
There you go, there you go. All right, do we have a decision? Do we have a decision by the judges? Judges, who wins?
Keep in mind, I am divine.
Rainbow hair.
What do we go? Just say it out loud.
Where you at?
Rainbow hair wins.
Carbia is the headbanging winner.
Sure.
Oh shit. Carbia, what do you? Oh shit, the mic's on blood.
Excuse the answer,
Sorry,
folks.
Carbia, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I cannot be any more stoked than I am right now. In fact, way more stoked than 2 nights ago when we won our when we got our award.
I should have said that, but here, let me put this on for you.
Yeah, shout out to SMC, Scott TV, and the whole.
Yeah, speaking of which, Carbia is our headbanging winner, everybody. Let's hear it for Carbia. Everybody clap real loud. Yay!
All hail to the male community.
Okay. So either way, Somerville community gave us an award. We won Best New Show. That's just a little nugget I want to throw our way. Thank you again for Somerville Community Center. Whatever. I want to thank for all my guests. Pay no attention. Green Zeus, are you okay?
I'm fine.
This bit's getting weird.
I am
So,
too.
either way, I want to thank all my guests for being here. We're going to go to one last video. This is Lord Almighty's music video for the song Severance. And when we come back, Upheaval's going to be playing some music for us. You already heard them riff it up. So it's going to get fucking crazy. Let's go to that video. And when we come back, we got much more. Green Zeus, what do you think?
I think it's brutal.
DIY will be right back. It's time for DIY.
Are we back? Are we back live? Someone point at me. Hey everybody, welcome back to DIY the show. My name is Andrew Lowry. I want to thank you all for tuning in. This has been a really fun episode. I usually like to say what I learned at the end of the show. What I learned was that metal's a really interesting genre. There's so many different ways to learn about it and so many different avenues you can go down. So why don't you try to get into metal today? Take some advice from Bailey, from Dave, from Keenan. Don't eat hot peppers while doing an interview. I mean, you can. It was hilarious, but don't. I don't know. Yeah, don't be too extreme. Or be extreme, it's metal. But try something new, be adventurous, get yourself out there, don't take yourself too seriously. That's about all the advice I got from our guest today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again for Somerville Media Center for giving us the award for Best New TV Show. We did win that award. It's amazing. I can't believe it. It means so much to me. I love this crew. I love everybody who helps us with this show. But either way, we're going to go and let Upheaval play some music. So let's get fucking loud for Upheaval, everybody! Holy shit, Upheaval! That was fucking amazing. How you feeling?
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you. How you feeling, buddy?
Oh, feeling great.
Feeling good. What do you think back there, buddy? Oh, he just rubbed his tum-tum. He just gave a little belly rub. I love that. So either way, we're here on DIY. I want to thank Upheaval. Upheaval, where can we find you next? Were you guys playing any shows soon?
We have April.
April, find him on the internet. Just Google search Upheaval Band Boston. I'm sure you'll find him. So either way, it's been a fun-ass episode talking about metal. Let me invite all the guests out. Everybody, Amanda Carvia, let's all get out here, join up on the stage. Thank you, Bailey, for being on. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, Keenan. Keenan, you got any more peppers to eat, buddy?
I ate the last one.
How do you feel after all those peppers, Keenan? Euphoria. He's in a sense of spicy euphoria. Amanda, as always, we check out what you made for art at the end of the show. What do we got here, Amanda? Look at this shit.
I feel like shit today, so this is what I drew.
So this is your inner feelings right now. I love it. Amazing. So yeah, I don't know. We should post these on the internet sometime, shouldn't we?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So you check them on the internet. Either way, you've been watching DIY the show. Can we get some blast beats? You want to just throw some blast beats? Oh, here we go. Blast beats out. Saturday Night Live. Welcome to DIY. Love you all. We'll see you next week. We're talking about hell. I'll be back. Wow. DIY. Fuck yeah. Night. No. We can't. We're not that show. We can't. All right, we're done. Cut the tape, Justin. Cut the tape. Lord Michaels is watching. Cut the tape. Cut the fucking tape. Cut it.
It's time for DIY. It's time for DIY. It's time for DIY.